The American dream is dead. At least that's what they want you to believe. 50 years ago, a single income could buy a house, support a family, and still have money left for vacation. Now, people with degrees are living paycheck to paycheck while drowning in student loans. But is the middle class actually disappearing? Or is something else going on? What I'm about to tell you might shock you because the story is way more complicated than the headlines suggest. In 1971, 61% of Americans were middle class. Today, it's down to 50%. Those numbers seem to confirm what we all feel, that the middle is shrinking. But here's where it gets interesting. The real story isn't just about decline, it's about transformation. See, when economists track where those missing middle-class people went, they discovered something unexpected. About half moved up to the upper income brackets while half moved down. That's right, the middle isn't just disappearing, it's splitting. But why does it feel like everyone's getting poorer? That's what we're diving into today. Look, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. The struggle is real. Housing costs have skyrocketed 114% since 1999, while salaries barely moved. Healthcare, up 105%. College tuition? Don't even get me started. But here's the thing. These national statistics hide what's really happening at the local level. The middle-class experience in San Francisco is nothing like what's happening in Cleveland or Houston. Let me break this down. In coastal metros like NYC, LA, and San Francisco, middle-class life is becoming straight-up impossible. A $100,000 salary in San Francisco puts you near the poverty line for a family of 4. Not even joking. Meanwhile, in cities like Pittsburgh, Columbus, or Kansas City, that same salary still buys you a pretty comfortable life. This geographical divide explains why we can't agree on whether things are getting better or worse. Because both realities exist simultaneously in different places. So what actually happened to the middle class? First, let's talk about what middle class even means in 2025. Technically, the middle class includes households making between 2/3 and double the median income. In today's numbers, that's roughly $52,000 to $156,000 for a family of 3. But being middle class was never just about income. It was about a lifestyle, homeownership, healthcare, education for your kids, retirement savings, and maybe a vacation once a year. That package deal? It's what's slipping away. Here's where things get crazy. The economy actually grew a lot over the past 50 years. US GDP has more than tripled since the 1970s. We're producing more value than ever before. So where did all that money go? Well, awkward laugh, it went to the top. Since 1979, the income of the top 1% has grown by 160%, while middle-class incomes grew by just 26%. This isn't some conspiracy theory, it's basic economics. Globalization and technology created winners and losers. If you owned capital or had advanced skills, you won big. If you relied on manufacturing or routine jobs, you got hammered. But there's another factor almost nobody talks about. The cost of keeping up with the Joneses has gone through the roof. Think about it. In 1980, middle class meant a modest house, 1 car, basic healthcare, and sending your kids to the local public school. Today, we've supersized everything. The average new home is 1,000 square feet larger than in 1973. We have smartphones, streaming services, Amazon Prime, and DoorDash. Our kids need extracurriculars, SAT prep, and college funds that could buy a small island. The baseline for normal life costs way more. So is the middle class disappearing? Yes and no. The old industrial middle class, built on union manufacturing jobs and pensions, is mostly gone. That's just facts. But a new middle class is emerging. It's more educated, more tech-savvy, and more polarized between winners and losers. And this is where it gets personal. Which side you end up on depends on 3 critical factors: where you live, what skills you have, how much debt you're carrying. Let's talk solutions. Because I'm not here to just doom scroll you into depression. First, location matters more than ever. The most successful middle-class families are either moving to affordable areas or maximizing their earnings in high-cost cities through strategic career choices. Second, skills are currency. The new middle class runs on specialized knowledge. The factory jobs aren't coming back. but healthcare, tech, and skilled trades are booming. Third, debt is the killer. The difference between thriving and surviving often comes down to student loans and credit card debt. The math is brutal. A $30,000 student loan at 6% will cost you over $40,000 in the long run. Here's my take. The middle class isn't dead. It's evolving. But the new version has different rules, and not everyone got the memo. The people thriving in today's economy aren't just working harder, they're working differently. They're leveraging technology, building multiple income streams, and focusing on value creation instead of just showing up. I'm curious, what's your experience? Are you feeling the middle class squeeze or finding new opportunities? Drop a comment below. And if you want to see my full breakdown of the best cities for middle class growth in 2025, hit that subscribe button. That video drops next week, and trust me, number 3 will shock you. Until then, remember, the American dream isn't dead. It's just being rewritten. And understanding the new rules might be the most valuable skill of all.